Hey y'all, it's Victoria, aka hairjourney_VLH on Instagram and TikTok. For those who don't know me, I love sharing best practices, tips, and tricks on healthy, natural hair. I transitioned in 2017 from relaxer. I had a relaxer since I was 10, and it was time to get rid of that creamy crack. So now that I'm in love with my natural hair, I want to share all of my knowledge with you. Today I'll be sharing with you some tips I abide by to have natural healthy hair. Number 1, knowing your hair porosity. What is hair porosity, right? Hair porosity is how your hair is able to absorb or retain moisture and lose it as well. So for one, there are 3 different hair porosities. There's low, medium, and high. If you have low porosity hair, your hair strands look like this. That means that your cuticles are so tightly closed that they have a hard time receiving and getting rid of moisture. But once that moisture is in the strand, then you're good. Second, we have medium. Medium porosity folks rarely have problems with their hair. They retain the moisture and they're good. The last one is high porosity hair. High porosity hair, their cuticles are super open. High porosity folks can receive moisture, but they can lose it just as fast. All right, time for a porosity test. The first porosity test and the most commonly used is the cup test. So you'll grab a glass of room temperature water, grab a hair strand from after shampooing. You want to make sure that this hair strand is clean. You'll put it in that cup of water and it'll either do 3 things. It'll sink, float, or it'll be hanging out in the middle. If it sinks, it's high porosity, which means that those cuticles are open and it is accepting as much moisture as possible. So that means you have high. If you're hanging out in the middle, then that's medium. And if it floats, your low porosity means that moisture has a really hard time getting into your hair. Test number 2, you can just grab a spray bottle, spray your hair, and if you see little beads piling up, then that means your low porosity hair. High porosity hair will typically absorb those beads in the hair, or there will be no beads actually. And the last test, you'll just grab a hair. I'm just gonna take this little hair strand that's kind of sticking out. You'll grab a hair strand, it doesn't really matter. You can just grab it from your brush too as well. And you'll move your finger up and down the hair strand. If it's smooth, you have low porosity hair. And if it's a little rugged and you feel bumps, you've got high porosity. So those are the 3 tests. If you figured out your hair porosity in this video, please post it in the bottom because I want to know what your porosity is. Once you've figured out your hair porosity, you'll know which products will work for you, you'll know which methods you need to use, and you'll also know how much protein you need to incorporate in your hair and when. So low porosity folks, we're typically protein sensitive. I'm low porosity, by the way. It's typically protein sensitive, so you can't use protein as often. Whereas with high porosity folks can use protein more, and they need it because their cuticles are so open that the protein will help bring those cuticles together so that it can lock that moisture in. One thing that I've learned is that low porosity hair, you can use protein every 4 to 5 wash days, but high porosity, you'll probably need to use it every 2 to 3 wash days. Number 2, create a hair routine, a hair regimen. You'll hear about this all the time. You can't just decide to do your hair one day and then the next day not care about it. It's similar to if you're on the quest for losing weight. You can't work out one day a month and think you're gonna get results. No, consistency is key, I promise you. So for example, my hair routine, I typically wash my hair once a week. I do shampoo, conditioner, deep condition, I add a leave-in conditioner, and I add a styler. And 95% of the time, I have 2-strand or 3-strand twists in my hair. I love to sit under the hooded dryer so that my product can set properly, so I'm not going to bed with a wet head. Number 3, clarify and deep condition your hair. Clarifying is so important. I recommend clarifying your hair at least once a month. And the reason why, especially for low porosity, is because low porosity hair is prone to buildup. If you are not using actual shampoo or clarifier to get in your hair strands, then there is a chance that the buildup from previous product is not getting out of your hair. If you are low porosity, I do not recommend co-washing. If you're co-washing your hair, you're basically using a conditioner to shampoo your hair, and that's not going to clarify or remove any buildup. So you must clarify at least once a month to make sure that your hair and scalp is in good condition. I hope that makes sense, y'all. Deep conditioning is important as well. From the start of my hair journey, I've been deep conditioning once a week, and when I say my hair has thrived, I'm gonna insert a picture from the beginning of my hair journey and what it looks like now, and this is the reason why deep conditioning is so important. So once you've created your hair routine, add deep conditioning in your routine. After you shampoo, you'll apply the deep conditioner to your hair. I typically twist my hair up because I have detangled while I'm deep conditioning. Then I put a plastic cap on it. I either use my heat cap, my hooded dryer, and now I have a steamer. My best friend brought me a steamer for Christmas. So those are 3 great ways to deep condition, and I highly recommend to deep condition your hair once a week, especially if you're at the start of your hair journey. Your hair needs that moisture. After maybe a year, you can, slow down on deep conditioning. I've been natural for 4 years now, so I'm actually on that hump where I'm like, I don't need to deep condition every wash day because it does take some time. Number 4, moisturize your hair as needed. I have so many people who reach out to me saying that their hair is dry. Why is my hair breaking? It's so brittle. I have a lot of shedding. It sounds like your hair is dry. Is it just me? I don't think that's just me. Moisturize your hair if it feels dry. So the reason why I love these 2-strand twists, as you can see, I may touch my hair may feel dry, but it's not dry at all because once I unloosen this twist, there's so much moisture on the inside. This is what they call a protective style. I love these twists because I can just get up and go. I can style them however I want, and my hair is protected all the time. All I have to do is put a bonnet on and just go to sleep at night. I love this style. So if you have to re-moisturize your hair on day 3, day 4, day 5, please do it because your hair is asking for it. Me personally, I only re-moisturize my hair once a week when I do wash my hair. I'm really bad at the twist out part of my twist. I tend to keep them in for 5 of the 7 days out of the week, so I only get my twist out like 2 days. So my hair is pretty protected, and it's pretty protected. So speaking of protection, that is my number 5, protect your hair. And specifically when I say protect your hair, that means you can either do protective styles, and this is not added hair, this is my hair, I've just twisted it up. Also, when you're sleeping at night, you must have a bonnet or a satin pillowcase, okay? I'll be right back. You do not need to be sleeping directly on your cotton pillowcase. Get you one of these. This one is from Yanni Best. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but these are just natural silk pillowcases, and you sleep right on them. And then get you your bonnet. This one's reversible. I got this one from Bully Life. I will tag both brands in the description box so that if you're interested in getting a bonnet or a satin pillowcase, you can do that. So that's it for today, you guys. I hope all those, I think it was 5 tips, helped you with your natural hair. If you want me to go in depth on any of the topics, I'm more than happy to. Please leave me a comment, or you can message me on Instagram and let me know if you have any other questions. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I guess that's it. Bye, y'all.